Hi everybody, this is the website boy from the websiteboy.com. You can Google it, the website boy. Should be in first place. Now, on the last tutorial, we talked about converting strings to integers and decimal. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you about a little function that's very handy that is not going to convert um, strings to integers or numbers. It's going to convert anything that it grabs into a number, any strings to a number. It doesn't matter if it's a floating, it doesn't matter if it's an integer. All right, so in the last one we just converted to an integers and decimals, right? This one is going to be a function that works for everything, and it's just going to convert it to a number, and the name of it is number. It's very simple to do. So for example, let's say you have some number here, um, and it's a string right now. What this function is going to do is going to, let me just show you right now, is going to convert that string into the same number inside these parentheses right here, inside these double quotes. It's going to convert this into the same value, right? So it's going to say, but don't go anywhere because I'm going to show you when this is useful. Right now it might not seem very useful, but it is. So I'm going to call it number, and I'm going to alert it, right? So um, right here, and if I refresh, number 24, right? So remember on the last tutorials I used a function called prompt. So let's say user input right here, and let's just use the prompt function to get some user information, right? So we are going to get some user input, enter a number, right? We're gonna ask the user to enter a number. They're gonna enter a number, and then we're going to be doing something with this number. Remember on the last tutorial that when I used the prompt function, it brought me a string. I don't want a string because I'm gonna make some calculations, and we use the function parse int to make it into an integer. I don't want to use that function. I want to use whatever it comes from the user. I want to make it into a number. That's why we're gonna be using the number function. So we're gonna grab the user input, and let's just take this out of here so it doesn't confuse you. Let's take the user input and make a new variable called new user input, and let's call it, let's do the number function right here. Let's kind of filter out this user input and make it a number. Now it's a number. Now I can make calculations with it. I can use floating point numbers in it. So let's say for example var some calculations. Let's just say that I have a variable here called number, and it's gonna be 100. I don't know why I always put 100, maybe $100 bill or something. So calculations, right? So I want to add number to the new user input, and I want to alert calculations on the screen. All right. Right. So if I refresh now and I enter, and it's asking me for a user input, and I enter 200 and I click enter, it's going to give me 300 because it's adding it up to this one here. So it's making the calculation, it's not concatenating anything, so it's converting this into a number. So it really doesn't matter if I enter this, it still adds it up and it keeps all the decimal places in place. All right, so it's very useful when you're doing that. So it doesn't matter what they put, you can convert everything and use these little functions to do that. Now this function is very useful, and you can also use another function. There are many functions that you can use, but this is one of the main ones. Actually there are not too many. It's only the parse int, parse float is one that you can use to make everything into a floating number, and there is another one called to a string. You can look it up. I'm not gonna go into detail about it. It converts everything to a string so you can make it pretty on the screen for the user, just in case you want to put commas and stuff like that in there. But anyway, I wanted to show you these functions here so that you have a better idea how it works. And if you want to learn about any other functions, let me know. Make it the request on my website, and I'll make it for you right away. I wanted you to be aware of this function because this is something that you will be using when you are programming. It's very useful, the number function, and of course the prompt functions to get user input. So, anyways, I want to thank you for watching this tutorial, and please favorite, like it, and make a nice comment to give me some more motivation, keep making more videos. And again, I want to thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.